back, everyone, for some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and this is the final day of the case against Will's Powers. And we are going to find out exactly what happened during this whole thing, and hopefully get a not guilty trial. And trust me, guys, you are not going to want to miss what happens here. It is going to be one wild ride coming up here in this trial. But hope you guys are enjoying the series, which I am doing this game. And by the way, hope you guys are having a good Sunday. So without further ado, let's go back to trial, final day. October 20th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh boy, we are ready. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today I will call upon people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Oh, here we go. Will the witness state her name and occupation? ... D. Vasquez, I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? ... Question mark? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Dang. But very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Witness testimony the day of the murder. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 o'clock sharp. It ended at 4 o'clock. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Mr. Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with that monkey's head toppling over. Van added to the court record. Manila used this van to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after the meeting in the trailer. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. Cross-examination, day of the murder. I'm not reading this whole thing again. Okay. Oh, let me save first. Meeting began at 12, ended at 4. There's to be a rehearsal afterwards. Fatigued, so she had Sal take her. T-bone steaks and dip. Ha! As I thought. ... You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. Well, what's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate? This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, did I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manila ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Exclamation point. Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone too. I was not prepared for that one. You ate a boneless steak. Nah. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. Exclamation point, dot, dot, dot. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during a break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was meeting the Steel Samurai. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order. Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Oh boy. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Dot dot dot. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Oh, let's bring it on. It's on like Donkey Kong. Any day, Vasquez. See, that's what I'm talking about. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? Let's go ahead and save this. Okay, I think you could. Couldn't you? I don't know. They did say that spear was pretty heavy, right? I don't think she... I'm gonna go with this one. You couldn't, could you? I think it would have a great deal of difficulty using it as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Huh. You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Dot dot dot. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as a murder weapon. Well, let's go ahead and present it.
Take that!
I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with us through the chest? Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell, what was? How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? Oh, I can tell you, alright. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Oh crap, I can't save. But I'm pretty sure I know. What about this? Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing on top of the stairs. Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying... Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. Dang. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss Dee Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. ... exclamation point. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? She's starting to sweat a little. Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that's what I say? You deny that what I say is true? ... Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? ... The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? She couldn't deal with it? That she could move it? Well, it had to have been dealt with, and... Not really saying she could move it herself. She would have had another way. What if she had another way to carry the body other than with her own hands? For instance? Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Let's go ahead and save. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. Well, what about this? Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Gotcha. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used that van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Ray. Don't forget, it was Salmonella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he was. Of course Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into that costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Still semi-costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? ... No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Ray. Humph. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? ... Everyone's ... So, what happens next? Question mark? Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Well, wait, so you mean... Dee Vasquez, so it was you? You killed Jack Hammer. ... Everybody's so ... Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But, that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? What? Uh-oh. Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts. Of course, it is as witness says. ... Certainly it does seem very likely she did it, but, there's no proof. ... Exclamation point? Edgeworth isn't sure. ... Well, I came here as a witness today. If you have no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? No, we have to keep her on that stand. We have to have her testify again. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn! Damn! To come so far only to fail. Oh boy. As it seems there are no further questions. I would like to end the cross-examining of witness Miss Vasquez.
Objection!
What? ... Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I did. I see. Oh my god. Very well.
Objection!
Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You're the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, Indeed. Verily, I say, ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick. Why did Edgeworth? Who knows? Probably realized she did it too. But, wasn't he the one that said he'd always get a guilty verdict? After all that? Edgeworth. Witness testimony after finding the body. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. Oh, no you didn't. Salmonella had to get your script. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Oh, I sure do. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Let's go ahead and save. I'm pretty sure I know what I have to do. Okay, Nick. We're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. She's beginning to sound like her older sister. Right. Cross-examination after finding the body. Okay, she was with Sal and Oldbag. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. Powers showed up, security was quite agitated. I asked to be left out of proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. No, you did not. The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. No, I guess not. I'm not backing off, I'm pressing harder. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder, after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess. Very well, Miss Vasquez, please continue.
Objection!
Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth! ... What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? ... I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. Let's go ahead and save. So the prosecution is cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left him behind. Oh, really?
Objection!
You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in his photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why do you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? Yeah, what do you have to say now? I already said it was Sal who told me. But that's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manolo was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez. Okay, you heard Mr. Manolo wrong, or you saw Hammer limping? You saw Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manolo. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah! And when he was doing this, well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order. Order. I will have order. Witness. Can you refute this claim? Dot. Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Dot. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on this matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Oh, I think I can prove it. Of course I can prove it. Okay. I have proof, and I'll show it to you. I presented the court as evidence of Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. It would be this. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. ... exclamation point. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? Humph. 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With E. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. ... Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Humph. Bringing us to the present day in Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Ray. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright? Please explain Mrs. Vasquez's motive for murder. Let's go ahead and save. What was her motive for murder? Well, honestly, she had no motive. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Dang! What say you now, Vasquez? So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes. Her visage has changed a little bit. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah, Miss Vasquez. What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel! Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try and remain calm. No. How could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No. Manuel. Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No! Please. Please don't die. Please? Yeah, she looks totally different now. Congratulations, Mr. Ray. I lose. Again. Oh, you sure did. Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Ray? Yes, Your Honor? It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. ... Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. not guilty. Yes! And we win yet another case. I don't know of any courtroom that has confetti falling when there's a not guilty verdict, but whatever. That is all. This court is adjourned. October 20th, 1:12 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? I think I can help you out with that. Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... well, because of this. It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kids show, and as the villain of boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him anytime. I think you're missing the point. ... Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I. Congratulations, WP. Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to darn the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... ... question mark? Is something wrong? No, of course not. Ah, Nick, Edgeworth. ... He does not look happy. Say something, Ray. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? ... That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers, Sniff. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. ... Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Ray. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Oh, dang. Puts it blunt. Mr. Ray? Was that guy your friend? What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals. Right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick. Tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Oh, you're kidding me! Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You're gonna watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kinda surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. And so concludes the trial of Will Powers. The end. Man, that was a good case. A brand new episode has been added. Episode 4, Turnabout Goodbyes. And that is what we'll call... We're not even going to show a sneak peek of this one. We'll just go ahead and just end things here. And I will say that this next case, episode 4, is going to be a pretty long one. I'm going to say at least 8 or 9 episodes. But I won't be doing that. I'm probably not going to do any Phoenix Wright this week coming up. It'll probably be sometime during next week or the weekend after. So I am going to give this game a little bit of a hiatus before I start episode 4, because like I just said, it is a bit of a longer case. And I know I sound like a broken record when I say this, but if you thought this case was intense, wait till you see episode 4 and see how that case goes. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing me solve this case and acquit Will Powers and get another victory under our belts. And hopefully you guys are enjoying watching me play this game. I'm having an absolute blast playing Phoenix Wright, and I'm looking forward to continuing this again in about a week or two, and hopefully you guys will be there with me, helping me crack this case. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time.